Hello, welcome to Pam's Kitchen. Today we are going to be doing shrimp Alfredo with garlic cheddar biscuits. Alright, so right now we are going to boil a pot of water and we're also going to add a little salt to that water. Now I'm going to use some fettuccine noodles. You can use linguine or whatever type of pasta you like. You can go ahead and use that. So now we're just going to add some olive oil to the water. And we're going to go ahead and bring the water to a boil. Now we're going to be using salt, paprika, pepper, and seasoning salt to season our shrimp. Go ahead and pat your shrimp down. Pat them dry. Now we're going to go ahead and add the seasonings to the shrimp. All right, you want to make sure that you get all the shrimp seasoned. Make sure they're evenly seasoned. All right, let's move that around. Put more seasoning on it. There we go. Season, season, season. Now we have a skillet with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to go ahead and drop one of this shrimp into the oil. It's not ready, but I usually just do that. That way I can kind of determine when to add my garlic into the skillet. It's not ready, so we're just going to go ahead and let it cook a little bit longer. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and move the shrimp to the middle of the skillet. As you can see now, the skillet has gotten hot and the shrimp is sizzling. So I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. It's chopped garlic, and we're going to saute the shrimp and the garlic together. You do want to make sure that you don't overcook your garlic. So there we go. We're going to just go ahead and saute the shrimp and the garlic together. Man, this really smells good. Okay, go ahead and let it cook. Now we do have that pot of water over there. It is boiling. Stir that shrimp and the garlic. And again, we're just going to go ahead and wait on that water to boil so we can add our fettuccine. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add that fettuccine to the pot of boiling water. Make sure you stir the fettuccine on occasion. Now, what I did was I removed the shrimp out of the skillet. I put 3 tablespoons of butter, melted butter, and now what I'm doing is using heavy whipping cream. So we're just going to simmer the milk. We're not the milk and the heavy whipping cream and the butter. We don't want it to come to a boil. We just want to simmer it. And again, use heavy whipping cream. It doesn't matter which brand. Okay, so now that the milk and the butter is starting to simmer, what I'm going to do is add some Parmesan cheese to this mixture. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is drain the noodles and go ahead and put the cheese in, stir it up. And again, the noodles are actually already drained. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the Alfredo sauce. And we're going to add the shrimp as well. Now, because as you can see, the Alfredo sauce is a little looser than what I like, I'm going to add a little more Parmesan cheese to this mixture. And I'm going to turn it on a low heat. And we're going to prepare for our garlic cheddar biscuits. Okay. Just sit that over and wait. Now what we're going to do is take 2 cups of flour, and we're going to take a tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to take those dry ingredients and we're going to put them to the side. And now we're going to take this stick of butter and we're going to go ahead and put it in the microwave and melt it down. 1 stick of butter equals 1/2 cup of melted butter. And then we're going to take a cup of milk, and we're going to take that milk and we're going to take the butter, mix it together. There we go. Just, mix all the ingredients together. And then what we're going to do is take our mixture, butter and milk, and we're going to add it to our dry ingredients. There we go. We're going to go ahead and just pour that in, mix, and just mix it. And we're going to add a little bit more more of the milk and heavy cream mixture. Sorry, the heavy cream mixture and the butter. Stir, stir, stir. Just stir it in there really good. There we go. And now we're going to add a half a cup of sharp cheddar cheese. It's a cup and a half. And add a little bit at a time, the cheese. There we go. So add a little bit of cheese at a time. Add a little more. And again, we're just going to go ahead and stir that all in. Now, also what I've done is I have a cookie sheet and I placed parchment paper on top of the cookie sheet because we're actually going to drop the biscuits on the parchment paper. That kind of keep it from sticking because we are using cheese, so that cheese will melt. All right, add the rest of it. And again, we already have our cookie sheet ready with parchment paper on top. So we're just going to go ahead and mix all that in. All right, again, parchment paper ready. You can take a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half and drop the biscuits onto the parchment paper. Now you want to make sure you already have a preheated oven at 450 and you're going to cook these biscuits for at least 10 to 12 minutes until they're golden brown. Again, I'm using a tablespoon, but you can do a tablespoon and a half. It just depends on how large you want your biscuits. And I'm doing 2 at a time. 2 at a time on a row per row. Okay, just go ahead and get all that on there. They really smell good. And this is probably my second time making these. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the butter sauce. And we're going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder to 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And just let that melt down. All right, go ahead and stir a little bit of it. There we go. And we're going to use fresh parsley, or you can use jar parsley. It's whatever you, whichever one you like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to drizzle that butter sauce on top of the garlic cheddar biscuits. I'm so ready to bite into them. Okay. Now I already have another batch in the oven. So while I'm buttering these, the other batch, they are cooking. Okay, the other batch is ready. Oh my gosh, look at how golden they are. We already put the butter sauce on top, and there we have it.